Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to Dr. Shaira. My name is Nur Natasha Mint Ismail, PG22110177. And today, I will be presenting my progress reports on a final year project part 2. The title of my project is The Impact of Trade Balance, FDI, and Clean Exports on Economic Growth, a study on selected BRICS countries. Let's dive into the key findings from my research. First, clean export. Data shows that clean exports have a very small but statistically significant positive relationship with economic growth in BRICS countries. In simple terms, increasing clean exports slightly boosts the economy, though the effect is minor. Despite this, the relationship is statistically significant, meaning the results are not random. Second is trade balance. The trade balance shows the unclear effects on economic growth. In one of the models, it exhibits a slightly negative effect at the 5% significant level. This means that improving the trade balance might not always contribute to economic growth and warrants further analysis. Third, foreign direct investment, FDI. FDI clearly shows a positive relationship with economic growth across all models. The more foreign direct investments a country attracts, the better its economic growth prospect. I use static panel data from my analysis, and I use data for analyze the data. Incorporating variables like clean export, trade balance, and foreign direct investments, along with economic indicators from selected BRICS countries over time. The descriptive summary provides basic statistics such as mean, minimum, and maximum value for each variable. The Bush-Pagan LM test reveals heteroscedasticity in the residual, indicating that the variance is not constant across observations. To address this, I employ robust standard error, which allow more reliable estimate despite this issue. For the multicollinearity, there's no problem about the multicollinearity. Empirical results. In my empirical results, I use multiple regression model to analyze the data. Specifically, I employ the following model. First, one-step different models and one-step system model. This method was used to estimate the short-term effects of the independent variables on economic growth. The results show that both clean export and FDI have significant positive relationship with economic growth, while the trade balance effect remain unclear. One-step system models. In this model, the result confirms similar findings, showing that clean export and FDI are positively correlated with economic growth. The system method combines equations in a way that help reduce bias in estimate by accounting for the interdependencies between variables. However, I did not use the two-step difference and two-step system model, and here's why. Two-step different model. This method is generally used when dealing with larger datasets or when there's concerns over endogeneity between variables. However, in my case, the results from the one-step models were robust enough, and there was no significant indication that endogeneity was a problem. For the two-step system model, similar to the two-step different model, this method is often used when there's need to correct for more complex dynamic relationship between variables over time. In my study, I did not observe any significant need for this complexity, as the data didn't show large issues related to instruments validity or correlations among algorithms. Therefore, I opt to focus on the one-step difference and one-step system model, which provides sufficient insight into the relationship between the variables without introducing unnecessary complexity. Based on the finding, here are the key conclusion from me, which is clean export and FDI shows a positive relationship with economic growth in BRICS countries. Second, trade balance has a less clear and weaker effect, requiring the further analysis. For policy recommendations, I propose to promote clean export, which focusing on the export of lean goods could stimulate the economic growth. Second, encourage FDI. Attracting more foreign direct investment through favorable policies will support long-term economic growth. Next, improve trade balance. While its effect remains uncertain, improving trade balance policies could still contribute to economic growth. Let me briefly mention the challenges I encountered during this research. One of the major issues was heteroscedasticity, as detected by the Bush-Pagan LM test. This suggests variability in the residual across observation, which could affect the accuracy of the result. To address this, I applied robust standard error to make sure the result was still valid. Multicollinearity was not a significant issue, as the VIF test showed that variables did not have high correlation with each other. This solution helped me ensure the robustness of my findings and gave me confidence in the conclusion drawn. In conclusions, my research indicates that clean export and foreign direct investments are critical drivers of economic growth in BRICS countries. The relationship between trade balance and economic growth, however, remains unclear and requires further explorations.